All right, hello everybody. Will everybody get signed on here for a second? Let me bring up the appropriate screen here. There we go. Let everybody get signed on. Good to see everybody here. And we're gonna jump right into this. So I was just looking at some stats that said that only 37% of all loans that are eligible to refinance. In other words, for all the loans that it would make sense for that person to refi, because of rate. And by the way, that was 37%. Only 37% of all loans that's eligible to be refied, where it makes sense for that homeowner to refinance, only 37% have been refinanced. So here we just had this banner year, right? And it was banner, trust me, it was banner. So here we had this banner year, and we think, man, I've refinanced everybody that I know. 37%. 37% is what we've actually touched. 37%. So that means like the vast majority we haven't touched yet. And that doesn't take into account the people that it would make sense to refinance that's not rate and term. Maybe it would be maybe somebody's going through a divorce. Nobody likes to think of this, right? Don't wish it upon anybody, but maybe somebody's going through divorce, right? Things happen. Maybe they got some debt consolidation they're wanting to do. Maybe it makes sense if they put all their credit cards into their mortgage and then use that savings to pay off the mortgage even faster, right? So 37%. Here's what's interesting. I also saw in this same report where the feds are anticipating much less refinances next year. And it's not because the interest rates aren't going to be low. We don't know what they are, but my dear friend Barry Habib, talking to him the other day, he said, "Hey, Carl, I think rates are going to be low for a good part of 2021, right? Maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. He's certainly right more than he's wrong. I can tell you that. But nobody knows, right? He's not saying that's what's going to happen. He says that's the indications. And so here we are, likely to have low interest rates again next year, because the Fed's certainly been given that indication. Only 37% of all refinances that make sense to refinance, only 37% of loans that would make sense to refinance, only if just less than half have actually done it, yet they were expecting less refinance to be done last year. And I thought, man, that's just crazy. And if we were all together in a room right now, I would ask everybody to raise their hand if they've called their past database from A to Z. In other words, you started with your A's and you work your way through Z. Have you called everybody in your past database in the last even 12 months, right? And when I do this across the nation, when I hold these live events, usually if I'm in a room of say 500 people, I'll have 5 or 6 raise their hand. So yeah, Carl, I've called my past database from A to Z. So by far, most loan officers aren't doing it. And yet, I'm sure none of you sitting there watching this today going, holy cow, Carl, I never thought of that. Call my past database. Maybe I'd write some more loans, right? Nobody's sitting there right now. Everybody's sitting there. I can virtually see you shaking your head. Yes, I know if I call my past database, I'd close more loans, right? We all know that, right? We all know that. So why don't we? Right? Why don't we? So I'm going to tell you that I think the reason why most people don't call their past database is they don't know what to say. And so I'm going to help you with that today. I'm going to give you some scripts, and I'll also tell you that we find that a multi-dimensional approach to marketing to our database gives us our best numbers. And so I'm going to run through a couple of slides here and show you some of the stuff we do. And again, for those of you that maybe I'm meeting for the first time, so first of all, just thanks so much for Miss Sanders, Valerie Sanders, and the team over there for making this all possible. It's just an honor to help the association, and frankly, any associations. I'm for those of you that are involved in your state associations, along with the national one, I just want to let you know that we really, really, really appreciate you guys, and Valerie, you and the team over there. We're very grateful for you for what you guys do. But anyway, so for those that I'm just meeting, my name is Carl White. I'm a branch manager, one of the largest branches in the nation, and my entire team. Again, make sure I say that right. My team, right? Certainly wasn't just me, of course not. My team, I believe, and I think I remember this number. This is for the month of October. So as we're doing this class today, it's the beginning of November. I'm sorry, the beginning of December. I don't have November's numbers, but I got October. I should have November's number out sometime, actually probably sometime today or tomorrow. But in October, I closed, my team closed 743 loans, I think it was. So that's off the top of my head, 743 loans. So gosh, approaching 1,000 loans for the month, right? It's just hard for me to believe that. It's just unbelievable numbers. And a good portion of that was through marketing to our past database. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what we do. Thought that might be helpful. If you have any questions or anything, we have a little question box here. Feel free to type in questions. I've got the little box open up on my screen. Those of you that's watching this live, and if you're not watching it live, get a hold of Valerie and find out. Make sure that you get on these. So feel free to ask questions as we're doing this. So all right. So I'm going to run you through this little PowerPoint here. It won't take that long. My goal is for us to be in and out of here in about 20 minutes or so. So people, I say, Carl, what can I expect when I'm marketing to my database? Well, you can expect money for sure. You can expect some closings. And by the way, if you're not calling or marketing to your past database, I'm just telling you, and I'm saying this, in a very respectful way, of course. If you're not calling your past database, you must hate money, right? Because it does. It makes us money. But more importantly, it helps people. There's a lot of people going through hard times, and we don't know what this next year is has in store, right? We don't know that, right? So 2020 was very turmoil. Maybe 21 will be less, maybe more. I don't know. But what I do know is there's a good portion of my database that I can help right now. And I do know that if things even take just a little bit of go a little bit sideways, that a lot of our people in our database, they are on the edge of a cliff. And if so much as a whisper of a wind blows, it's going to knock them off the edge. And so I know that my database needs me to help them, right? And if I can help them now, maybe I can or can't help them in March or April. Maybe then they need help, but they just got laid off because we're having another lockdown. I hope that doesn't happen, but who knows, right? We don't know. I know it's not the case right now, today, but is that going to be at the beginning of the year? I don't know. So I know that if I'm going to want to help all the people in my database, which they're counting on me to do that, I'm going to reach out to them now and help them now, because now I know I can help them. Maybe I can in February, maybe I can't. So now's the time to do this. We find that when we call our past database, we close a minimum of one closed loan per month for every 100 people in our database. So let's say we have 300 people in our database. At a minimum, we're closing 3 loans every month in our past database. So if we have a past database of 300, and let's just say as a general number, we get $2,000 per closing. Some of you get 1,000, some of you 5,000, but let's just say, that you get 100 basis points and your average loan amount is 200,000. Maybe you get paid 50 basis points because your company offers other things, and maybe they're providing some of the leads and some help. Maybe you're paid 200 basis point, but just as a rough rule of thumb, let's say you make $2,000 per closing. So if you had 300 people in your database and closing 3 loans, that's an extra $6,000, right? That's an extra $6,000 per month. And we found when we're marketing our database, that one closing per month per 100 is a minimum. We see 2 and 3. In other words, for somebody that has 300 people in their database, we expect at a minimum 3 loans, and oftentimes we see 6, 7, 8, and 9 closings per month. And if we're talking 9 closing per month at $2,000, that's $18,000 just with a database of 300. And look, $18,000 for the month isn't where we want you to be every month, but hey, every 18,000 helps, right? It gets us to where we want to go. So marketing a database, I just cannot overemphasize the importance of doing it. I saw this stat that actually came from National Association of Realtors, NAR, said 74% would use 74% of clients would use their realtor and or loan officer again, but only 24% did. So 3/4, 3 out of 4 said, yeah, I'd use Bob again, I'd use Susie again, but only 1 out of 4 actually did. Why? Follow up, right? They're not going to call us if we don't call them. We have to remind them that we helped them. So we do 4 primary things. We call our clients 4 times a year. We snail mail everybody once a month. We email everybody once a week, and we text message out 1 to 2 times a year. And I'm going to give you the scripts for each one of these today. So when I say we call 4 times a year, we use, and I've seen different methods of this. This is the one that I use. We call them 4 times a year. People say, well, Carl, why do you call them 4 times a year? Where'd you get that number at? Well, when we first started marketing our database, we called 1 time a year and started closing more loans. We called 2 times, closed even more, 3, even more, called them 4 times, yet even more. We called them 5 times, no more loans, 6 times, no more loans, went back to 5, no difference, went back to 4, no difference, went back to 3, wrote less loans. 4 is my magic number. So that's where we come up with the 4. So it's actually, I don't know, for those of you who know me, some of you know this, I studied chemistry in college, oddly enough. And so I'm a statistics and testing freak. And so we tested the heck out of this stuff. Calling your database 4 times a year, that's where you maximize helping the most people, i.e. making the most money. All right, so 3 ways that we can do this when we call our past database. Live calls from you. There's a system which, really cool little system. I don't have any ownership in. It's called Phone Burner. And I called them up and asked them if they could give some sort of a deal or a discount. This training is not about Phone Burner. I just want to make that clear. This is just one of the tools that we use. If you go to phoneburnerfreedom.com, they'll give you, I think it's like a 20% discount. But I'll explain what Phone Burner does here in a second. So you can call yourself, you can call using Phone Burner, and you can call using what we call a Freedom Caller. So the live calls from you, easy enough. You get your database, grab the A's and the B's this week, the C's and the D's next week. So we call every Wednesday, and I've seen different days of the week to call. We call on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, I'm calling the A's and the B's. Next Wednesday, I'm calling the C's and the D's. Next Wednesday, I'm calling the E's and the F's. And because there's 26 letters in the alphabet, and we're calling 2 letters every week, there's 52 weeks in the year, 4 times a year, right? So we don't wait and call them all at one time 4 times a year, because then we get this onrush of loans and we get this peaks and valleys. So we want the loans coming in each and every week. And so we call 2 letters of the alphabet every single week. So live calls from you, easy enough. What Phone Burner does, a real clever little thing, is you get your database and you upload it into the Phone Burner program, right? The name and the phone number. And then when I'm ready to make my call, which I recommend doing first thing in the morning from 9 to 11, when I start making my calls, I upload the database, I turn on the program, I log onto my computer, and then I pick up my phone, I call into a special number that's on my screen to Phone Burner, and Phone Burner says, hey, Carl, you ready to start calling? And I go, yes, start calling. It calls a first person. And let's say the first person in my database is Bob. It's Bob's voicemail. I push a button and a recording, and I'm gonna give you the script for all this, a recording is now being sent to Bob. I call the second person. I catch their voicemail. I push a button, it's dumping a voicemail again. So now it's dumping a voicemail on Bob, on the first person, it's dumping a voicemail on the second person, calls the third person. Third person answers the phone. I don't push the button. I now have a live communication with the third person while it's probably finishing up leaving the message on number 1. It's in the middle of the message for number 2. I don't know all this because it's all automatic. And I'm speaking with number 3. I finished my conversation, which is 3 minutes long. I'm going to give you the script again. Call number 4, hit a voicemail, push the button. It starts dumping my pre-recorded script, which again, I'm going to give to you. And then it calls a 5th person, and so on and so forth. We find about 80% of the time we catch a voicemail. And so 20% of the time it's live, that we talk to them live. And one thing that we found is if we're calling our database, if I'm leaving a message, I'm much more chippery on the first, second, and third message than I am the 33rd, 34th, and 35th message saying the exact same thing. And so Phone Burner does that for me. And instead of me saying the same script 30 times this morning, calling my past database, it's playing that recording that I left, which sounds like it's live. Like you wouldn't know it, like if I catch your voicemail and leave that message, you don't know the difference, right? On a Freedom Caller, that's where we hire somebody for us to make our phone calls for us, calling our past database, which is totally cool. We found zero difference in the results when we have an assistant calling our past database versus us calling our past database. We had zero difference on setting up appointments to take applications. Had the just almost verbatimly the exact results from it. The cool part, though, about using a Freedom Caller, i.e. somebody else call our past database for us. And keep in mind, they're not taking applications, they're not pulling credit, they're not talking loans. They're simply calling with a script, which I'm going to give it to you, and setting appointments with you, the loan officer, for your. So does this person need to be licensed? No, because they're not talking about loans, they're an appointment setter, right? But the Freedom Caller is really cool because when a Freedom Caller is calling, if they're using Phone Burner or when they're using Phone Burner, you leave a message in Phone Burner of what you're going to say if you catch somebody's voicemail, right? You leave that message, you record that one time. And let's say I'm your Freedom Caller and I'm calling on Lisa's behalf. Loan officer Lisa has recorded that message in Phone Burner of what's going to be left on their voicemail, but I'm calling on her behalf. So she's out at a realtors association getting even more referrals while I'm calling her past database on her behalf. And when I catch 80% of the voicemails and hit the message button, 80% of the time, loan officer Lisa's voice is what's being left on their voicemail. So loan officer Lisa called 80% of the time, and me as her Freedom Caller, I only spoke to 20% of the people. So most of the people talked to Lisa, even though it was a recording and it hit their recorder. They don't know that you had, Carl or Bob or Steve or whoever, calling your database for you. So 80% of the time, you talk to them because you left the voicemail. Yet that was all happening while you're doing something else. That's how you close 743 loans for the month of October. By the way, is learning to utilize. You're doing more than one thing at a time. All right. So here's the script. So I'm convinced, Valerie, that most people don't call their past database, and I think I already said this, because they don't know what to say. Here's what you say. Take a screenshot of this. This is yours. Take it. Here's the script. So the people say, Carl, why am I calling? You're calling to say thank you to them, right? That's the purpose. Well, the purpose is to get more loans, but it sounds like the purpose, which is a true purpose, is also calling to tell them thank you. So here's the script. Hey, this is Carl with ABC Mortgage Company. Remind them who you are. I helped you with your mortgage in the past, and I was just giving you a quick call to tell you thank you for letting me help you guys. How's everything going? Just nice and simple, right? About half the time they'll say, wait, who's this again? Hi, this is Carl. I just repeat it. Hi, this is Carl with ABC Mortgage Company. I helped you with your mortgage in the past. I just want to give you guys a quick call to let you know that I really appreciate you letting me help you last time. How's everything going? And I pause for an appropriate pause for the answer. And if they say, hey man, things are going great, Carl, awesome. And then I go right into the script. Or they might say, hey man, it's been a rough year. Me and the missus got laid off and we're really having a hard time. Man, I'm so sorry to hear about that. I know it can be a difficult time, right? So just give an appropriate answer. By the way, when I make these calls, and I should have brought it in here and I didn't, I got a little egg timer, like a little hourglass egg timer that you turn up and the sand runs through. That's a 3-minute egg timer. These are 3-minute calls. These are not 45-minute calls. These are 3-minute calls, all right? So, how's everything going? They say, great. I go, awesome. Or I go, sorry to hear about that. I know it can be a difficult time. Hey, well, look, I know you got a lot going on, Valerie, but look, I just wanted to catch up and let you know that anytime you have any real estate or mortgage question, give me a call. In fact, Valerie, let's put my number in your speed dial right now. So go ahead and open up your contacts list, and let's put my number in there right now. So let me know once you have that open up. And they'll go, okay, I'm ready. And I go, okay, here's my number. It's seven, and this is just a made up number, 727-515-1212. They go, awesome. Now, is everybody put it in their contact list? No, of course not, right? They all say they are. Hell, maybe they are, but probably not. But some are. And if I don't ask them, if I don't use this script, if I don't call them, 0 of them are. Some will always beat 0, right? So now I'm in their contact list. And then I'll say, so I gave you my number. Okay, here's my number, 727-512-1212. Hey, one last thing. Who do you know that's looking to buy, sell, or refinance their home? Who do you know? Most of the time they say nobody. So sometimes they say, oh, funny you should call. Most of the time they say, nobody comes to mind right now, Carl. I go, all right, well, totally cool. Hey, can I count on you to give me a call? And I got a misprint here. This is supposed to be when. Can I count on you to give me a call when a friend, family, or coworker is looking to buy, sell, or refinance? I'd like to help those people out too. Can I count on you to give me a call when that happens? Is that okay? Everybody says yes. And then I say, hey, well, I appreciate it. It was great catching up. Looking forward to talking again soon. Right? That's it. Do not water down this call to action. Can I count on you? Don't water that down. When we started putting the can I count on you, we saw a major bump in our refinances. And this close, by the way, is what we call Carl's 3x3. Anytime a friend, family, or coworker is looking to buy, sell, or refinance, can I count on you? Right? Don't water that down. That's exactly what I want you to say. Frankly, all the stuff ahead of here, it doesn't really matter. I'm giving you a script so that you'll actually do this and actually close more loans. That's what me and Val want you guys to do, right? But this part here is critical. Can I count on you? Carl's 3x3. Friend, family, coworker, buy, sell, or refinance, right? Just that simple. All right, where's my little clicker? This is the voicemail. It's virtually the same thing. So if you catch somebody's voicemail, this is what I would record in Phone Burner. Now, if I got a database of less than 300 people, I'm not going to go get Phone Burner. I'm just going to call. And by the way, don't wait till you get Phone Burner before you start calling. Start calling now, and then get Phone Burner next time to make it even faster for you. But don't wait. We got this saying, don't get so busy building the farm that you forget to milk the cows. Let me say that again. Don't be so busy building the farm that you forget to milk the cows. In our case, milking the cows is talking to prospects and talking to referral partners. Building the farm is everything else. I mean, everything else. Don't get so busy building the barn that you forget to milk the cows. So anyway, so here's the voicemail script that I would record one time and or just read into their voicemail. Hey, this is Carl from ABC Mortgage Company. I helped you with mortgage last time. Same script. I would just call them to thank you for letting me help you. If you ever have any questions or real estate mortgage questions, give me a call. My number's which this is our number, 727-787-2275. Oh, also, can I count on you to give me a call when a friend, right? You already know this. When a friend, family, coworker is looking to buy, sell, or refinance, I'd like to help those people that you know also and give them some honest help. Can I count on you for that to give me a call when that happens? Is that okay? Well, I hope all's well. I'll talk to you when you call back. Goodbye. That's the voicemail, right? You use this script to your database, you will close more loans. It's just that simple. There's no magic to it. Now, a lot of people say, well, Carl, hey man, that all sounds fine and dandy. Man, I haven't spoken to my database in like a few years, just being honest with you. Hell, I've been doing this for 15 years and I haven't called my database one time. Is it gonna be kind of weird? It's not, because here's the good news. They haven't been sitting there by their phone waiting for you to call, right? They don't know that you're supposed to call 2 letters of the alphabet every Wednesday. They don't know that, right? So that it's not like you close their loan and they're sitting there going, he don't call, he don't write, and it hurts, right? They haven't been doing that. They're not waiting for us to call. Just pick it up and call. Understand that people think about us a whole lot less than we think they do. Just call them. Got a little thing here on the slide to remind you, tell you a story. Like, think of like if you bought a car 4 years ago. Let's say you bought a Honda car, and it was 4 years ago. If that salesperson called you up today and said, hey, Susan, my name's Carl from Carl's Honda. You bought a Honda Accord. I helped you pick out a Honda Accord like 4 years ago, and I was just calling up to see how that Honda's working for you. You looking to get another one, or you gonna run that one till the wheels fall off, right? And you say, I think I'm gonna run this one till the wheels fall off. Awesome, man. They're great cars. That thing's gonna last you a long time. Hey, thank you so much for letting me help you pick out that thing in 4 years. And before you go, can I count on you that anytime any of your friend, family, or coworkers is looking to buy a new car, can I count on you to give me a call over here so I can show them some special deals for a wonderful car just like what you got? Can I count on you to give me a call and give me a heads up about those people? Is that okay? Can I ask you that? Totally cool, right? Totally cool. You're not going to sit there and going, you know what, dude, you haven't called me in 4 years. 4 years I've been sitting here waiting by the phone and you've never called me. The nerve of you calling me today and telling me thank you. I'm gonna get on social media and tell everybody how you stink. The nerve of you calling me up and telling me thank you 4 years now. That sounds silly when we say it that way, yet that's the conversation that goes in many of our heads. It's total crap, right? It's absolute garbage. We call it little guy. Just flick little guy off your shoulder, pick up the phone, use the scripts, and call, right? It's just that simple. And by the way, if we're having a freedom caller call on our behalf, the voicemail script is exactly the same because it's you recording it, on phone burner. You're recording it. If you catch them live and somebody else is calling on your behalf, same script, they just talk in third person. So like if I'm calling for loan officer Lisa and I'm her assistant, I'm her freedom caller, I'd call you up and say, hey, Bob, my name's Carl White. I work with Lisa Loan Officer here at lisasgreatmortgagecompany.com. Lisa helped you with your mortgage in the past. She wanted me to give you a quick call to tell you thank you for letting her help. She wanted me to ask you, how's everything going for you guys? Same script, they just talk in third person, same exact script, all right? All right. And again, if you got less than 300 people in your database, just hand dial them. If you got more than 3 people, you might want to try phoneburnerfreedom.com. But whatever you do, don't wait to get something. Just start hand dialing, just start calling. You'll close more loans, you'll help more people, you'll make more money, and you'll save more money. Just real quick, we also send snail mails out every month, and we send these both to our clients and our real estate agents, our past database and our real estate agents. And the monthly mailer we send out is really, really simple. This is what it looks like. And I actually got this idea from Joe Girard, which if you open up the Guinness's Book of World Records, he literally is in the Guinness's Book of World Records as the world's greatest salesperson. Like literally, he's still in there. And Joe was a car salesman who sold 13,000 cars in 10-year period, one at a time. So not fleet sales, one at a time. And in a book that he wrote, he explained one of the primary things he did to make that happen. And he said, I send out thank you notes. I send out I like you cards once a month to everybody in my database. And I thought, well, if the world's greatest salesperson in Guinness Book of World Records, if that's what he does or she does, in this case it was he, if that's what he does, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So that's what we do. So the cards look just like this. It's like a little Facebook I like you, kind of thingy, and it looks like a like a party invitation kind of thing, where on the outside of the card, this is what you're looking at, I like you, and then you open up the card, and on the inside, this is what it looks like. It has the I like you again, and then it says happy insert in holiday, Carl White. That's it. That's it. That's the whole thing. Now, obviously, we pick a holiday of every month. Every month has a holiday, and if you're not sure what holiday to pick, or maybe let's say the holiday's Easter, you go, well, wait a minute, Carl. Some of my database are Jewish or Muslim or whatever. Right? Doesn't matter what they are. Right? They might not celebrate Easter. Well, just find another holiday that month. And if you go, there's a website. If you go to obscureholidays.com, obscureholidays.com. It's a free website where literally every day of the year is a holiday. Just pick one. National Chocolate Banana Day. That's a real day, by the way. National Chocolate Banana Day. So just pick a day, and I like you, open it up. At the top, I like you, happy chocolate banana day, parentheses, bet you didn't even know that existed, Carl White. And then we put our business card in there, so we have our NMLS numbers in there. That's what we send out as our monthly mailer. That's what gives us 1, 2, 3 closings, up to 3 closings for every 100 people each and every single month that's in our database. So that's what we send out as a mailer. There's some other mailers we've tried in the past, and they work okay. I thought about actually taking this out of the presentation because frankly, it just makes it more complicated than what it needs to be. But here on St. Patrick's Day, a good friend of mine, Jay Dacey, sends out happy, it's the same basic idea, but he sends out happy St. Patrick's Day, puts a little, $1 scratch off business card, and sends these things out. By the way, you're using a font. It's a computer font, but it looks like a handwritten font. And all you simply do is you write one of the cards, like one time, like this part that I'm lucky to have you as a client. You write that one time, you take it to the printer, they print up 300 of these. You give them your database, the computer prints through mail merge, prints the envelopes. You bring them back to the office, have your receptionist or your kids or whatever, your husband, your wife, whoever, stamp and stuff, and then send those puppies out. We do this every single month. For me, this is what we send out every single month, the exact same thing, just a different holiday in. So that's what we mail out. It's just another example that, again, that Jay was kind enough to let us share with people over the years. He makes it a little bit more colorful, but honestly, whatever's easiest, man, just send it out, right? Send it out. Text messages. I had something in here, but time's going to run me a little short, so I'm not going to have time to show this part today. But about texting realtors, but texting our clients. Remember, I told you we text out like once, twice a year. Typically, it's going to be their birthday and then the holiday season. Hope your holidays are awesome, Carl White. The real reason why we're doing this is to let them know that we're going to text them from time to time, and because if rates take a jump down or something like that, we absolutely positively text out our past database, compliantly, of course. Email, this is the last part here, emailing our past database. I personally recommend not sending mortgage info, certainly not every week. It's boring, right? Nobody wants to read it. So we just have a little fun. Typically what we do is kind of what's happening in this area, what's happening in our area. So I'm here in the Tampa Bay area. And so I simply Google what's happening in Tampa Bay this weekend. And then I click on a little link here. I personally picked the one the local newspaper does. So I click on there and it lists what's happening this weekend. I picked 3 things. One thing that's artsy fartsy, one thing that's adult-ish but not controversial, and one thing for the family, right? I get it during COVID times, depending upon where you live, that can be more challenging this time of year perhaps. But there's, but I'm just, this is what I normally do, and I'm just showing you what I normally do. I'll leave it up to you whether or not you want to do this part, but I am. So for me, you can either write what you're going to, what's happening this weekend in an email, or you can record a quick video and then email that out. I recommend the video thing. And we talked about doing video marketing on one of these classes. I'm going to do that. Well, the next week is Frank. So then the following week, if it's not during Christmas time, we're going to talk a little bit about video marketing. But I like doing the video. And again, I'm not going to get in that topic right now because of time. But you do not have to look like Brad Pitt or Angeline to do video, right? I'm just a normal guy, and the video does me extremely well. So that's it. What does that video look like, or what does that email look like? Hey, this is Carl White. Me and the lovely Mrs. White are looking to see what's happening this weekend. We found 3 kind of cool things. One thing artsy fartsy, one thing adult-ish but not controversial, one thing for the family. So those are the 3 things that we're kind of looking at this weekend. So hey, get out when it's safe, of course. Get out around the town, and maybe we'll see at one of these 3 events or at something else. One thing before I go. If you're looking to buy, sell, or refinance, right? Or if you have a friend, family, or coworker looking to buy, sell, or refinance, that's what we do over here. Give us a call. Love to help you with that. My name's Carl White, Seattle on the town. That's it. And again, that can either be a typed message or a video message. And I believe, so just a recap real quick, call your consumer 4 times a year using that script I gave you, snail mail using the I Like You card, email, what's happening this weekend, text message, their birthday, happy holidays. And that's what marketing to your database looks like, which for us has always, bar none, has always resulted in at least 1 closed loan per month for every 100. Oftentimes we see people closing 2 or 3. Again, that would be 6, 7, 8, 9 closings for every 300 people in your database. Absolutely outstanding. Hey, just real quick, if you have any questions or need some help with the scripting or some questions about phone burner, which again I have 0 ownership in, that's just what we use, or anything else. How do we print up these? How do we print up the cards, our mailers, or anything like that? If you call my office, just ask for Erica. Let her know you're part of the association. She'll be happy to give you some free help on that. You can reach her at 727-787-2275. That's 727-787-2275. Ask for Erica. Make sure you mention Valerie's name with the association so she knows who you are and where you came from, and she'll be happy to help you. And Valerie, that's what I got for today. So love helping your group here, Valerie. You got some really cool people. And man, I love you guys and love all the help that you're giving all of us. You help us help others, and I'm forever grateful. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. I also want to, this Lunch and Learn is part of our NAM Concierge. So I just wanted to let everybody know we do have a wholesale lender available right now on NAM Concierge from 12 to 1. Penny Mac is available today. So if you have not checked out NAM Concierge, please go there. It is namconcierge.org, and you'll just scroll down towards the bottom and you can click directly on the receptionist and ask Penny Mac any questions that you like. And as always, Carl, thank you for the fantastic information, and we appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Valerie. Thanks a lot. Man, that concierge is a killer thing. So recommend everybody do it along with me. So thank you so much.
Thank you.